We're here at IGEL Disrupt in San Jose, and I'm here with Login VSI. How are you doing today?
I'm good, I'm good.
Can you tell us a little bit about Login VSI?
Yeah, for sure. So Login VSI has been in the EU space for quite some time, over 10 years now. We got our start simulating human users in an end-user compute environment. We did this because we had a lot of consultants back in the day that were deploying Citrix solutions, and they needed to characterize that by stressing the system, and what better way to do that with synthetic users versus real human users. Sure. So we got our start doing that by proving out those solutions, and really kind of saw our big moment when we compared Citrix and VMware and had some really credible performance information to go with it. Since that time, we've been selling Login VSI as a product. Our synthetic users has really been kind of the cornerstone to the technology. But recently we've had a number of customers ask for us to use our synthetic user in different ways, and that's what we call Login Pi, which is a way of deploying a virtual user into remote environments to help characterize what is the end user experience like in those remote environments without having to depend on a human user. So that's Login VSI in a nutshell.
Great. And so what's the relationship with IGEL?
With IGEL, we've been asked to, again, deploy these virtual users remotely. Right now, or in the past, that looked like a Windows machine you'd have to install. You'd have to install this launcher service onto that machine and set it up from there. We've had a number of customers ask, we'd like to be able to do this on Linux, and can you make it easier to use? So with IGEL, you get all of that. So Linux is part of the core to the IGEL value prop. So we got Linux with that. The cool part is that all we have to do is load a profile on the IGEL UMS, and as soon as it picks up an endpoint, you can actually load that profile to the endpoint, reboot it, and it actually boots up as a Login Pi virtual user. So you get like ease of use. It's an out-of-box experience. You get a lot of remote statistics, things like that, and it's all because IGEL works with us to make that super easy.
And is that something that you're showing here at the IGEL Disrupt conference?
It definitely is. It's important that we show this because we have a couple of markets that really are needing this, and they want to see it firsthand. The healthcare market and the finance market are both really big markets for us, and they depend on remote types of users to be able to do the work for them. Right? Hospitals and healthcare, you get a lot of you get a lot of acquisitions and things like that, so you have a lot of different remote sites, and having this virtual user at each one of those sites to make sure the EMR is fast, that it's available, and all that stuff works as intended, even when users aren't there, is really important for healthcare. For finance, when you have offshore and things like that, those users are contributing from a remote location and things can slow down a little bit, but you need to be able to get ahead of that. So this virtual user can say, hey, it's starting to slow down. You might want to look at it now before your real users complain. So that's what we can show you down there, is the ease of use of deploying the solution is just like off the charts thanks to IGEL.
Yeah, I'd love to go take a look at that. Maybe before we go, how do you feel that the growth of EUC has affected Login VSI?
Oh man, that's been a huge one for us, especially over the last year. With Windows 10 being kind of like Microsoft's focus, and the rate of change with Windows 10 has been really, really big. That leaves enterprises with this problem of this continuous change impacting the performance of their end user compute environments. And that's not slowing down, so they need some way to characterize that, and for us we've been that system, that benchmark system that helps characterize those changes in the EUC space. So the Windows 10 is definitely a big part of that. The rate of change of Windows 10 has just been a big part of that. So yeah, that's definitely been a good one for us.
Great. Well, maybe we can go take a look at that.
I'd love to. Let's go check it out. So I wanted to show you a quick demo of what we're doing with Login Pi and IGEL. And it all starts with the UMS, and let me show you what I'm doing here. With the UMS, we basically have a profile that we can point at the endpoint solution from IGEL, and it will load that profile and start running that immediately. After that profile is kind of assigned to it, all I have to do is hit reboot. And once the system reboots, then it's going to come up and it's going to actually just start up and log the sessions. The sessions will kick off, you'll start up the apps, and all these cool things happen with an out-of-box experience that's just a single mouse click. So what you're seeing here is a virtual user that's actually automatically logged into the workspaces from any remote location where you have an IGEL device. And once they've logged in, they're actually walking through the applications just like a human user would. So you can see whether it's creating a PowerPoint slides, using an EMR practice management application, whatever type of application you want to have, you can do workflows where it's not just opening the app, but actually using the app and timing all of these interactions. The important part of that is that we can tell you when some of those interactions take a little longer than expected, which gives administrators kind of the ability to be a lot more proactive about any issues that tend to be happening.
So where can our users go if they want to find out more information about Login VSI?
That's real easy. www.loginvsi.com is where you go, and you can get all the information you need. You can get trial software there. Typically, we'll have a grace period with Login VSI product, Login Pi product, and we also have a product called Login AT. So definitely want to check that out, and it's super easy to get to.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with VMblog.
Yep, sure. My pleasure.